cryptids, it is your favorite pink plague nurse, Nymphy. I'm sorry if you hear any background noise that includes screaming, yelling, agony sounds. I don't have a torture basement. We have a new puppy, and she's just decided to be extra bad this week. She keeps biting people really hard with their little needle teeth, and since she gets her timeouts for being bad in the office, where I usually put my bird when I'm filming, I can't put my bird in there while I'm filming because if the dog needs to go to the timeout, the bird's going to be in there, and we haven't yet established a solid relationship between the dog and the bird where the dog won't want to eat the bird. So the bird is in my mom's room. She doesn't like it as much in there as she likes it in the office. She screams more for some reason when she's in that room, so you might hear some screaming in the background. Today we'll be looking at the rest of the MushroomlandTV YouTube channel. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I suggest you do that because this will make a lot more sense if you do. If you don't want to, fair enough. I'll try to give a brief rundown on what you missed. MushroomlandTV is a YouTube web series channel with elements of an analog horror. The main series, Smile Guide, consists of 5 episodes that follow the adventures of Agatha, a girl with paper eyes, and her companion Maggie, a red cartoon squirrel thing. Throughout the series, Agatha teaches us how to do certain things, but often what she says doesn't make sense. We're also introduced to her mother, who gives hints that Agatha was kidnapped or ran away. We are introduced to Jean's Man, a minor antagonist, as well as several other girls who are just side characters. Okay, I think that's good enough. Now we can just get to the side content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me, and it would help me out a lot. Before I start, I couldn't have found all this without the MushroomlandTV wiki, so huge thanks to them. I will put a link down below. The first thing I want to cover is the trailer for episode 3 of Smile Guide. Now, if you remember correctly from the last video, this is kind of strange because there is no episode 3 of Smile Guide. It simply skips from 2 to 4. Now, this whole video is in slow motion. In the beginning, we see Agatha's back. She seems to be standing under foliage of some sort, seemingly in a forest. She walks slowly away, turning around to beckon us closer. Everything has a fever dream-like feel to it. She walks into an open clearing, and the video fades to the text, Smile Guide 3. And that's it. That's all we get from that video. To be completely honest, I have no clue what that means, besides the fact that the missing episode 3 must be intentional. I'm curious if it's possibly hidden somewhere on the web, as I've found several pieces of media that were indeed not on YouTube. The next video is called Mushroom Melodies, a Ballad in Rhythm Genes. We see children minding their own business in front of a building before they slowly fade. We see various scenes of Agatha, Jean's Man, and Caroline dancing, as well as Maggie wearing a hella fresh fit. Damn. Some of the scenes of Agatha and Caroline dancing with Jean's Man seem a bit questionable, but the main thing to focus on is the lyrics of the song, which translate to, while the gloomy blocks are sleeping, gloomy milk goes really bad. Under cozy concrete blanket sleeps Beata, class B5. Now, already this song is interesting. Who is Beata? Is she another victim of Jean's Man? The song implies that she's buried under concrete. Did Jean's Man kill Beata and seal her body in concrete to hide the evidence? All the kids in our block, from shadows of entangled days, built a brand new place where every dream goes to its final end. When your eyes are far away, at Tropica in super style, through the hurdles, through the porches. He is coming, full on jeans. Jeans isn't what you think. Jeans, just try it for a bit. Jeans. Jeans isn't what you think. Jeans, just try it for a bit. Jean's Man is coming, Jean's Man is coming, Jean's Man is coming, Jean's Man is coming. This seems to imply a warning of Jean's Man. He isn't what you think. Perhaps he was seen as a friendly, safe presence, one whom parents would possibly trust to leave their children with. Perhaps. Don't tell Mummy, don't tell Daddy, don't tell till the end of days, where it sets and where it rises. Jeans is our son, my friend. Well, that's just a whole ass red flag. Why shouldn't I tell Mummy and Daddy, huh? Sounds awfully predatory to me. Jean certainly isn't your son or your friend. Thank you kindly. The next video is titled It's Not Mine. A shot of a rose is shown, then fades to a shot of Agatha's face. Agatha stands with flowers. A man's voice, possibly Jean's man, asks, "Whose flowers are these?" Oh, my neck needs to crack. Agatha responds that they're not hers. The words, "It's not mine," show on screen over a shot of Agatha with her head tilted to the side, sitting next to a vase of flowers. This video is short, but confusing. The flowers could be a reference to reflowering mentioned in episode 5, but I'm not sure. Perhaps Agatha is trying to hide her pregnancy? The video comes right before episode 5 release, so I don't think it would be too much of a stretch. Next we have Christmas from Mushroomland. A Christmas card featuring Agatha and Maggie is shown, with the words "Christmas with Mushroomland," as well as Smile Guide Christmas Special shown. A shot of scary, realistic Maggie paws at the screen. That will never not be terrifying, I'm sorry. That is my sleep paralysis demon. A man's voice asks, "Where's Snow?" twice. A screen flashes saying, "Not here," with a picture of Agatha. The man asks the same thing again, and another shot says "Not here," with Agatha's mouth scribbled over this time. A high-pitched manic laugh sounds. Maggie keeps stroking the camera and getting closer as the voice repeats the question yet again. A Christmas card shows with the picture of a fly. Maggie is still pawing at the camera, and the man still asks about Snow. We fade back to an inverted version of the original Christmas card. There's really not much I can make of this, honestly. Moving on. Okay, so this next section is a bit of a rabbit hole. We move on to Smile Guide Apple Escape, the video game I mentioned earlier. It is free to download, and I would have played it. Unfortunately, it's only available on Windows, and I am a Mac loser. A shame. Anyways, the best way to explain it is to use the wiki, so I'll be quoting this next part from there with a few additions and alterations. The game is downloaded as smileguide.exe, and the icon is a polygonal... Yeah, I said that right?
Polygonal.
And the icon is a polygonal mushroom. The game itself, after displaying the Unity logo, opens with a VHS filter over the Tiefland Computer Entertainment logo. The title screen has 3 options: play, look, and exit. Clicking the look button brings up a large image of an apple. The menu buttons are still accessible from the image. Clicking wherever the play or exit buttons are supposed to be will cause the game to act accordingly. The only non-secret comes when the user clicks a certain dark area of the apple, an image of the dog called Tomorrow. This was first revealed by Reddit user the ZB17 bracket. I'm not sure if that's a typo. You play as a 3D model of Agatha. Gameplay begins after revealing that collecting 25 apples and bringing them to the Agatha Prophecy Station will allow you to go home. However, this task is not as easy as it seems. Agatha is surrounded by Margaret 3000s, startling image jump scares, and pits of death that lead to frightening 3D Maggie models, grasping at Agatha from the darkness. When 25 apples are collected and brought to the Agatha Prophecy Station, a door opens. Entering it brings the player to a road that ends with a giant Agatha. Her hair is fluttering, and colorful auras are coming out from behind her. A loop of the New Awakening music plays. Upon reaching a white disc, the giant Agatha will lean down and stick out her tongue. Walking onto the tongue will transport Agatha to a Polish field, not unlike the one from Smile Guide 2. The music track found in that scene will play as well. A few cows roam the field, and a Polish sign reading "Home" can be found. In the distance, a building similar to the one from Mushroom Melodies is visible. However, attempting to reach the building will trigger the true ending of the game. Agatha will fall through the ground, the music will drop in pitch, and the message will display. It's over. You'll see Agatha in the last episode. Then the title Smile Guide 6 will appear. It looks similar to the card found at the end of the episode 3 trailer, but with different colors. Turns out this may be more than just a game. Reddit user Randomizer deconstructed the game, finding a faint binary pattern that turned out to be the name of a blog. Going on this blog shows this. The big word at the top translates to cardstock, and the blog only shows a creepy image of a doll named Die Die Die. Now let me sidetrack for a second to something that I saw wasn't on the wiki. There are 3 comments, one of which translates to "please come home." The other one simply says the message was deleted, and the third one, which was posted most recently, being that the other 2 were from 2016 and this one is from 2022, is what looks like a weird sort of excerpt of a hotel website or something. When seeing if I could comment, it repeatedly told me to sign into Google, but when I'd sign into Google, I'd be brought back to the main page again, still unable to comment. I tried this several times and it did the same thing. I'm not sure if this is a glitch or intentional, since the hotel ad doesn't seem to be part of the ARG, but who knows, I might be wrong. Now, back to the wiki. The source code also includes the message, "There were no signs of a struggle." The words "signs of a struggle" appear in a jump scare in the game, thus definitely linking the game and the image together. In addition, Randomizer found a missing level. When the name is changed and the file is forced to load, Agatha ends up in an indoor scene. Another binary string could be found. When translated, it was soon discovered to be a YouTube URL extension, leading to this. Now, here we see a video of Smile Guy playing on a television. It seems like a regular home video of a kid recording their favorite show. However, when the screen goes dark for a split second, you can see a reflection in the screen. When enhanced, you get this. Now, what immediately jumps out to me is the half silhouette of Maggie sitting in the corner. The second thing is that there's no obvious person in the reflection. Ergo, no one to film this video in the first place. Unless Maggie's doing the filming. Sure, there's something in the middle, but to me it looks more like a cat on top of a chair than a person. Anyways, the video's description translates to August 2010. Conan and my mother said not to jump on the channels XD. And it was uploaded by the channel Cami321, which was created in 2014, a year after the first Smile Guide video was made. There are 3 videos on the channel, the most recent being the one I just mentioned. The first video is titled Anka is Playing with Plasticine and features, well, you know what, let me just show you. This goes on for like an entire minute, and it's a very uncomfortable minute. I have no clue what this is. I don't want to know what this is, and neither do any of the comments. The only reference to Smile Guide was a comment saying papiero, which is a reference to Smile Guide 2. The video before the Smile Guide one is Winter Forest, and just features forest scenery with talking in the background. There's no snow in this winter forest, and I don't know what they're saying, sadly, since I don't speak Polish. But my friend does. Unfortunately, the audio is really bad, and she couldn't make anything out. The description reads, December 2009. Isabel and Anka wonders what pants she will buy. I created this video with the YouTube video editor, Anka. This is the second time she's mentioned. Who is this Anka character? No, wrong one, please, no. Anyways, for now, I'm not gonna push it because, to be honest, I have no idea what's going on. The next thing is a video titled MushroomlandTV Ending of the Show, which I could assume is the official ending. Duh. We see Agatha sitting in a landscape. She is in the middle of talking. And all the complaining and the sweetest melody of your runny nose and your eyes, dead and silent. You've put the branches in my stomach so that I could never feel hunger. You've sealed my ears shut with warm wax, so I wouldn't hear the blasphemies. My eyes, oh mother, you've taken with a spoon, so I could never see atrocities. We see a shot of flowers and then a dove, a shot of a landscape, and then we cut to an interview of Agatha's mother. And that's it. No signature, no return address, only Mushroomland written on the back. That's all what's left. They say hope is like this stupid mother who dies last. As long as I'm alive, I'll be waiting. Because what else am I supposed to do? And with that, it ends on a sad but hopeful note. Psych, there's more. The next video is Fragment of the program Where is Agatha? Note that this one is longer than the other ones, being around 4 minutes. We see a scene of a bedroom with a man inside. We hear Agatha's mom begin to narrate. Well, besides that, there's just groceries, cleaning, cooking, and the time somehow passes, right? Next thing you know, it's evening, and this feeling of emptiness gets to you. This weird kind of fear that you don't even know what to do with yourself anymore. Run? Where to, exactly? Well, and last week there was this knocking again, 6 p.m. I was just watching the evening news, so I remember exactly. Slowly at first, I thought, maybe it's coming from the street. Because, you know, but then it happened again and again, so I finally stood up. I'm going to the other room. Silence. We see a view of a shower. And it just kept going on. I sit down, it knocks, I stand up, silence. Over and over. I've already called a plumber and other technicians. They didn't find anything. And I've heard it. I am not crazy. Like this time the building collapsed on West Neola Street. She told me in my dream. She said, call Christina because something's gonna happen. Thankfully, I had this bad feeling, so I called in the morning. I said, Christina, why don't you drop by for some tea? We'll have a chat. We are shown a picture of Christina. I said, drop everything and come quickly, and I'll tell you something. How long was it? Half an hour later. We're having our tea, and there's this loud boom. It even crashed a few windows in our building. Everything destroyed. Television set, books, documents, but the life was saved at least, right? Still, lucky it was in the morning, so that people were at work, kids at school. Till this day, they don't know what it was. Live bombshell, some say. But it's only talk. But she told me. She knew. I know that Agatha is here somewhere and she wants to come back. I will never lose this hope, so I'm just waiting for what tomorrow brings. We see birds in the sky. Agatha fades in slightly, with her hands on some invisible wall, as if trying to get out. We fade to various scenery, of which one of is a creek, which I noted has a stick that kind of looks like it has clothes and a shoe on it, but I might be reading too far into this. You get back home, but it's not your home. Strange street, strange people, and you just keep lying to yourself that maybe someday you'll move somewhere better, different, right? That is not yet the real life, that is still yet to start someday. But deep down you know that everywhere it's gonna feel the same. That there is no other life. There's only Mushroomland. We then slow zoom on Agatha, shaking her head, her face in her hands. So that video revealed about two things to me. A, they never found Agatha, and B, she might be trapped in another dimension. This is confusing to me, seeing as my kidnapping theory doesn't really account for alternate dimensions. There is a theory that says perhaps Garwolin is a place with doors to several dimensions, and that Jean's man took Agatha to another dimension through there. It also says at the ending of Smile Guide 6, Agatha doesn't actually escape, but is transported to another pocket dimension. And at the end, where she and Maggie are sitting, that it isn't Maggie at all. It's actually Jean's man disguised as Maggie. It cites the fact that Maggie is wearing jeans in this scene as evidence. This theory is interesting for sure and seems plausible to me, but I'm still leaning towards the whole thing being an allegory. The next video is Smile Guide Halloween Special and is fully in English this time, so that's cool. It shows a cartoon of Agatha and maybe not Maggie. I'm not sure, as it's yellow and looks and acts totally different, so I'm just gonna call her not Maggie. We see Jean's man is tied up to a chair. They're about to unmask him, Scooby-Doo style.
It's over, Jean's man. You're not going anywhere. And now we're gonna find out who's really hiding behind this mask. Agatha? But why?
I am
Okay. Not Maggie blinks confusedly, then runs away frightened. Rightfully so. The Agathas just sit there with their faces fused, totally unbothered by that situation. Not Maggie rounds a corner into what looks like a courtyard and sees Agatha's body with some sort of creature coming out of her back. Not Maggie runs away again. We cut to Agatha and Not Maggie standing normally, while Agatha looks at Not Maggie blinking. We then see Not Maggie round the same corner again, but as her head reaches around, it falls to the ground with a plop. It's severed. We zoom in on the red creature coming from Agatha's back, then cut to Jean's Agatha, who is now faceless for some reason. We cut back to the red creature, which appears to be a human head protruding from the back of corpse Agatha. Another cut to faceless Jean's Agatha, and another to the red ahead. One more cut to faceless Jean's Agatha, and then a cut to a close-up of Not Maggie running away, but upside down. She flips right ways up. Then we see an ad for a Mushroomland calendar that you can buy from the merch store, which isn't part of the special. It's like literally a calendar you can buy from the merch store. He has it linked down below and everything. I have nothing to say about this video right now. It's like way too bizarre. I can't seem to glean any meaning out of it. Okay, now on to the next thing. Valley of Flowers. This is kind of hard to explain, so I'll read the wiki article for you before I read the story that I translated. That Google Translate translated. Valley of Flowers was first mentioned on the official KGTV Facebook page, just after midnight on June 13th, 2016. The picture, which appeared to be cut from a magazine, announced the return of Justine and Melchior the rabbit. The Mushroomland page linked to the Valley of Flowers page and even commented on the post that the Mushroomland is a lie. The Mushroomland does not exist. Your beloved Valley of Flowers. This, understandably, caused confusion among fans. In less than 48 hours, KGTV's endorsement of Valley of Flowers attracted more than 4,000 likes. Later that evening, a graphic was released entitled I'm sorry, I can't do it. Which depicted Melchior collecting flowers. Mushroomland released a note asking for information regarding the creators of the competitive channel. On June 14th, another piece of the Valley of Flowers puzzle was uploaded. A graphic of Justine attempting to outsmart Melchior. Another comment appeared stating, "The Mushroomland is a lie." Another entry under the graphic, which seemed to express a desire to organize a boycott of Valley of Flowers, read, "No way." That doesn't really seem like it's trying to organize a boycott of Valley of Flowers. It just kind of seems like he disagrees, but I digress. The next day, the description of another graphic reminded the audience that the Mushroomland does not exist. From that day on, episodes involving Justine and Melchior continued to appear on the side of the Valley of Flowers page. We are then given a few of the excerpts from the Valley of Flowers page. The link to the Facebook page is broken, and there are a lot more Polish Valley of Flowers Facebook pages than you would expect, so we're just gonna have to make do with this. The story translates roughly as follows. Multiple flowers and the wild honey. There comes a time in every hare's life when she has to pick up lots of flowers. I have to get a lot of flowers, thought Melchior. Are you going to collect yourself a multitude of flowers? Justine asked from the other room. Could you collect a lot of flowers for me? Melchior could, and he even had to, because he was here. Such a time. Melchior did not know, however, that Justine knows a secret place where you can pick up a multitude of flowers, and goes there secretly to outsmart the hare. Melchior seeks and cannot find. I am looking and looking, and I cannot find, thought the hare. Lots of flowers are nowhere to be found, even along the way, even on the dirt road. Did you know that dandelions are known for their properties? I'm already in place. What a catch! Melchior, looking for a lot of flowers, went to Justine's secret place, but it will be mine. There! We then see this jump scare of Maggie and a note written that translates to, "The Valley of Flowers is a lie." So, this whole story implies that there is a sort of anti-Mushroomland called Valley of Flowers, and that Maggie doesn't want us to know about it. I knew Maggie was full of shit. Never trusted that squirrel. Not only is there a blue rabbit, note that blue is the opposite of red, but Justine, who is said to be very naughty and a savage child in the Smile Guide, was actually one of the good guys. She and Melchior were trying to warn us of something, but Maggie didn't let that happen. Now, these last two videos are different from the others. Although they are on the main KGTV channel, they don't seem to have anything to do with Agatha, or anything in the Smile Guide series. At least, not at first glance. You see, the creator of KGTV has his own channel where he posts various independent works. Why then would he post two independent videos on the channel solely dedicated to the Mushroomland universe? This next video is simply called, What Was the COTN Incident? We open to the text saying, First COTN documented during signal endurance test, ZK2020. From 1980 to 1989. Test consisted of a single frame from a commercial, retransmitted from one satellite to another numerous times over a long period of time. We see a still from a burger commercial featuring fries, cola, and a burger. We're told that the test went for 2 years with no major event, and that there was heavy interference caused by the Hurricane Alicia. Then the video lost color for 4 months. Here's where it gets interesting. A new signal interferes, and a faint, almost humanoid outline is visible. We're told that the source program has not been identified. Indistinct chatter is heard. We then get our first glimpse of Simon. He is seen when a red head darts up close on frame for a brief moment. 2 months later, there would be a full encounter with him. A small humanoid with a velociraptor-like snout sneaks up on the burger and takes a bite. He's so cute. Look at Simon. So tiny. So pure. He then sneaks away as more chatters are heard, and a red thing emerges from Simon's bite mark. Now, besides Simon just being a little guy, there are 2 things that stand out to me in this. One, that the red thing coming out of the burger is oddly reminiscent of the red head coming out of Agatha's corpse in the Halloween special. And 2, I'll admit this is a stretch, but what if the faint figure seen is Agatha? Think about it. Agatha's trapped somewhere, and we already know that Jean's man hijacked TV signals to taunt the police and Agatha's mom. Would it really be so strange to say that the dimension Agatha is trapped in is the TV signals themselves? If this theory is true, I'll admit that I'd have to change my original theory around a bit, and that there's more supernatural interference than I originally anticipated, but who knows? The final and most recent video is simply called, Can You Tell the Time? It consists of a clock, sometimes overlaid by a stop-motion puppet figure, and an American flag. The time listed on the clock is approximately 12:23. We then see text that says, Tell the time, it's a date. It's 8? Is it with Simon? Can I go on a date with Simon? No? Then I'm not interested. Jokes aside, I think the date that they want us to look at is December 2023. Perhaps we'll get a season 2 of Smile Guide. Perhaps not. But something is definitely gonna happen, and I, for one, can't wait. Before we end the video, I want to go over a couple of the theories mentioned on the wiki, like I promised last week. The first one is the atomic bomb theory. This theory states that since Smile Guide likely takes place in 1988, Poland would still be participating in the Cold War. More evidence to back this up is the mention of Puex, a hard currency store where difficult-to-find Western products were sold. Further evidence would be the use of clips from the rural civil defense TV spots, notably the puppet Colonel Rad. I hope I'm saying that right. You see, the rural civil defense TV spots were made to inform farmers of what to do in the event of a nuclear strike. Furthermore, in Smile Guide 1, the diagram of an apple might actually be a diagram of an atomic bomb. There's a few more things that might back this theory up, but this video is probably running long, so I'll have to move on. It's definitely got some weight to it though, and while I don't believe that this is fully the case, it's the most likely theory after the main one I've discussed previously. If you're interested, the wiki is linked in the description below. The next theory is the drug theory. It's pretty self-explanatory. It basically says that there's actually no plot, and Agatha was just tripping on shrooms the whole time. This can be disproven by the evidence of the interviews containing Agatha's mother, but some argue that Agatha could have been abducted then drugged. I don't think this is true, however. I mean, what junkie would, waste their drugs on some kid? The last theory I'll cover is the nonsense theory. This is similar to the drug theory and states that there is absolutely no meaning or story to this in the first place. While it seems like an easy out, this has been completely disproven on a Reddit AMA with the creator himself. Those are all of the theories I'm going to go over today, and the end of the tale of Mushroomland. At least, for now. Remember to drink water, because I sure as hell won't. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
I bite at the hand that feeds me, slap at the face that eats me, some kind of animal cannibal.